So, dear students, our next process in the nursing, in next step in the nursing process is evaluation. Evaluation is the measurement of the effectiveness of assessing, diagnosis, planning, and implementation steps of evaluation. So, everything has to be assessed wherever we are doing the before assessing we are doing the diagnosis, planning, implementation of the steps we are doing. So everything has to be assessed periodically, so that we can understand what all effort we are given. Then afterwards, what is the result of that, whether the person is getting benefit or not, whether the person health condition is improvising or not. And next is definition. Evaluating is the planned, ongoing, purposeful activity in which the client's healthcare professionals determine. For example, it's an ongoing process where, like planning is an ongoing process, like the same evaluation is also an ongoing process. Whenever you are giving any kind of interventions to the person, every time you have to reassess or evaluate the person. What is the result of that? So that should be in a continuous manner, and that also should be done by the nursing professions itself. And next is the client progress towards the achievement of goals. As I told you, that what all goals we have made previously, so whether those goals are being met by the interventions which we have followed or not, that we have to assess. Then the effectiveness of the nursing care plan. So what all nursing care plan we have planned, whether it is successful or not, what all care procedure we are planning, whether from that the person is getting benefit or not. If it is not there, then you can change your plan once again. Next is the purposes of evaluation. So what do you mean by the purposes of evaluation? Is gather the subjective or the objective data to make the judgments about the nursing care delivered. So we can what is the purpose of this? We can collect through this the nursing data, patient care data, which may be subjective or objective from the patient relative itself or from the patient directly. Also we can take the statements. Identify the client's behavioral responses to the nursing interventions. So the nursing interventions which we are providing, like giving cold sponging, taking the temperatures again and again, so all those things, how the person is responding towards that, how the individual is responding towards that, how the patient is responding, or the family or individual is responding towards the care or the interventions which we are providing. Next is make a comparison of the client's behavioral responses and predetermined outcomes criteria. So in this, what all are the behavioral responses we are expecting that the person would show, and what really the person is showing, or the what real outcome we are getting, that we can compare. So it also helps in that. And next is evaluate the extent of achievement of goals and resolution of the problems. Next, it helps us to achieve our goals to the optimum level, and also it helps us to resolution of any problem arises. Then we have the while doing the evaluation, we can resolve that by doing replanning. Then next is from a strong basis for revision of the nursing care plan. So we can also form a nursing care plan in a better manner, or we can also, if the person's care plan which we have planned, if it is effective, then we can also revise it or follow it once again. So for that also it helps us. Next is determine the involvement and cooperation of the client and significant others. So it also helps us to identify whether the patient is cooperative or not, family members, friends, and other health team members or health team workers who all are working with us, whether they are cooperative or not, and also how much they are involved in this whole procedure we can analyze by doing the evaluation. Then decrease about the quality of nursing care, the beneficial effects on the client's health status. Decide about the quality of nursing care and the beneficial effects of the client's health status. What does it explains that we can decide the which standard and protocols we have to follow so that it will be more beneficial and effective for the person. Next is process of evaluation. So evaluation basically is a technique, we can say. Effective evaluation results primarily from the nurse's accurate use of communication and observation skills. Both the verbal and non-verbal communication between the nurse and the client can yield the important information about the accuracy of the goals and expected planned outcomes and the nursing interventions that have been executed for the resolution of the client's problems. So, the effective evaluation can be done. How we can analyze that? That's a very effective interventions which we have given. We can analyze by doing the evaluation. The effective evaluation also depends, means while when we can know that we are doing a effective evaluation, when we can analyze the collect the proper data, when we can analyze that the primary data which has been collected by the nurse, that is accurate, and because that is the base platform upon which we are planning our care and everything is dependent. So that is also one matter of concern. And one more is the person's or the nurse's communication and observation skills, how better she is understanding thing, she is observing the keenly observing the events properly. So in the how better manner she can communicate what she is feeling about the situation, about the procedure, about the person's feeling, and how she is communicating this to the person, the healthcare team members, or else the person's family members. So that is also very important in this. Next is both verbal and non-verbal communication between the nurse and the client is and important in information about the accuracy of the goals, expected plan outcomes, and the nursing interventions that have been executed or resolution of the client's problem. So when like the nurse uses the verbal or non-verbal communication, verbal communication means directly she is talking to the person, but non-verbal communication means how the person is behaving by seeing her or his attitude. Also the nurses prepare the client, also get the client information from the patient in that way. And also it helps them to make their goals or prepare their goals from that. And also they can plan the outcome, which is predicted outcome they are preparing. And the nursing interventions also which they are providing or they're executing for the client, or the for the patient who is admitted in the hospital, that is also based upon that. And next is the nurse needs the sensitive to client's willingness or hesitation to discuss their responses to the nursing actions, and must be use techniques of therapeutic communication to collect all necessary data. Nurses are also should be sensitive towards the client while caring the patient or the client. The client is, if the client is not willing, then she has to motivate them. And if the client is not it hesitating to something, then she have to describe, she have to talk with the client or the patient, she have to make him or her comfortable so that they can cooperate with the procedures, and they have to cooperate with the health care plan which we are preparing. In that also they are we are getting their help. And also we can discuss with them their what is their responses towards the procedures, whether they are comfortable with this or they need something else, or they if they are facing any kind of problem also while communicating, they can tell us. by that the nursing action also we can change the techniques or therapeutic communication. Due to this therapeutic communication we can collect all the necessary data which is required, um, and if there is need of any modification also we can do it. Then the evaluation process, the evaluation process which determines the effectiveness of nursing care has 5 elements. So what all are those 5 elements? First element is to identifying evaluation criteria and standards, collecting data to determine whether the criteria for standard are met or not. So the first point describes that we have to identify, we have to set certain standards which will help us to maintain the quality, or which will help us to obtain that what the person is having achieving the adequate or optimum level of healthcare or not. Then collecting the data to determine whether the criteria or standard are met. So we have to continuously collect the data to determine what all criteria or standards we have met. We have planned whether we are reaching that or not, whether we are getting all the evaluated data which we have collected. After that we are knowing that the interventions which we have given is that successful or not. The next is interpreting and summarizing the findings. So whatever data we are getting or gathering, we have to interpret that by comparing with the standard values. Like for example, if the person's standard values of sodium level is lesser than the required, then we can also compare it with the normal values. So that like which is 135 to 145 is the sodium normal range, and when it comes to the patient values, if it is decreased or increased, it signifies certain kind of health problem. So while the sodium is lesser for the person, like 110 or 11 like that, in that condition the person's altered sensorium happens, the person behaves, some abnormal behaviors can be seen by the person, then muscle tingling, and there should be stiffness and tightness in your muscles will arise. So these all are the conditions the person will face. So as seeing to that conditions, we are interpreting that the person is having hyponatremia, as the blood value which is the in which we can see the sodium level is 110 to 111. And also while we are seeing that the person's external sign and symptom which we are getting, so by comparing both of them and comparing it with the normal condition and normal range of the sodium, we are getting that the person is having hyponatremia. So that is the interpretation which we have made. Then next is the summarizing the findings. According to that only we are summarizing the findings. Next is documenting the findings and any clinical judgment. So, whatever findings we are getting, that must be documented by the nurses for preparing for getting towards any kind of clinical judgment. If we are going to prepare, so for that we need data, and that data should be documented. If you are knowing something and you are not at all documenting it, perhaps after some time you may have forgot that that content or that matter, so it will be skipped up, and that also sometimes may be a very important part, or that can play a very crucial part in the person's improving health status. So never skip anything. To do that you have to properly maintain your records and reports, which is very very important, my students. If you are doing any such of work, that maybe you had continuously done labor for 6 hours, 6.5 hours like that, but if you are not properly recording or reporting, nobody gonna see that how much you have struggled throughout your duty time, your duty period. If there is nothing written over your nursing note, if you have not written the nursing care plan, then that implies that you had done nothing. So this 6.5 hours which you have struggled a lot, that will of no use at all. So always remember, when you are doing something, first thing you have to document it. And next is terminating, continuing, or receiving the care plan. So if the care plan is successful, then we can omit it or terminate it. If it is our goal is not at all achieved, then in that condition we have to continue with the care plan, and revising the care plan when it is required. Like if we are seeing that we have done the intervention, still the person is not at all having any kind of improvements, in that condition what we used to do is we can change the plan of care. We can change certain pathway, or we can change certain planning, which planning we are following. In that we are making small changes, and we are seeing whether it is beneficial or not. So those are all the thing. While we are doing the revising the plan, we are changing it. So these all are the 5 steps in the evaluation process. Next is, the same thing has been written over all over here. This we have already discussed. Then modifying the care plan, this was not been discussed, that's why I'm telling this. When the goals are not met, I told you that you can change the goals, or you can change or you can change certain care plan. While you are planning, you can change certain interventions, or if it is required as per the patient condition. Also some of the time you are preparing the goals for something, but when you are seeing that the person is having other associated factors or other problem arises, instantly you change your plan of care and you switch to another one. So that also can happen, and that is called the modifying care plan. Next is steps in modifying care plan. The first is reassessment. So if unless until you are not reassessing, you cannot understand what is the basic requirement of the person, whether his health is increasing or decreasing. Nothing you can understand. That's why first step is reassessment. The second step is nursing diagnosis. So what do you mean by nursing diagnosis? I had already told you. So we have to focus on the nursing diagnosis. Then plans and expected outcome we have to prepare, among which the expected outcome, I already told you that what plannings you are doing. After that, how the person will be benefited, that you have to write over here, and according to that only you have to prepare your course of action or plan of action, which will help you to reach your destination or goals. Next is evaluation. If you are doing the evaluation, then only you can understand what is the final result of your interventions. Then type of evaluation. So how many types of evaluation we can see? First one is the structure evaluation, next is the process evaluation, and the third one is outcome evaluation. So these are the 3 kinds of evaluation which you can get. So structure evaluation is the determination of the healthcare agency ability to provide the services offered to its client population. So structure evaluation we use when we are determining the person or the healthcare agency, which is offered to a client population, a huge mass of client. If we are analyzing them or evaluating them, in that condition we are using a structured method, and those methods have certain standards, and they help us to analyze and evaluate the accurate data, or that also prefer its preferences to the accuracy of the data. Next is the type of evaluation focuses on assessing the systems by which the nursing care is delivered. So it also focuses on the systemic evaluation process, upon which the nursing care is planned and delivered to the patients itself. So it has been said by Bonham and Carefort in 1995. The structure evaluation examines the physical facilities, resources, equipment, the staffing, patterns or staffing patterns or organizational patterns and agencies qualification of staffs, majority of the problems which providing the effective healthcare systems from the process evaluation. So while we are doing this structured evaluation, the evaluation examines the physical facilities which is available in the hospital, like how many beds are available, what all are the facilities available in the hospital, that we have to analyze. And resources, so what is the basic resource for our healthcare team members, so that basic fund or resources that we are assessing. Next is equipment, whether the equipments are adequate for the hospital or not, that also we have to evaluate. That diagnostic equipments, or while giving care, the treatment equipments, surgery equipments and everything. The next is staffing pattern is adequate for the persons or not. If there are staffs, how many, the ratio, staff patient ratio also to be counted and calculated properly. Then organizational patterns and agencies. So organization pattern, we have to analyze what is the basic pattern of the organization or hierarchy, we can say, like the medical director, then the medical, first is medical superintendent, medical director, then other medical health team members, we can say, then the nursing personnel, the NS or will be there, then the ANS and DNS will be there, then the supervisors will come, afterwards the in charge sisters, then the nurses, and after the nurses, the student nurses will come. So this is the hierarchy of the agencies of based upon the qualification of the staffs. It is being decided, the organizational pattern has to be set it up. And the majority of the problems with providing the effective healthcare system from the process evaluation. So the majority problem which is arising, so why it is associated with the person, we have to um, analyze it properly or evaluate it properly in this process. Next is process of process evaluation. So in process evaluation is the measurement of the nursing actions by examination of the each phase of nursing process. This type of evaluation is done determine whether the nursing care was adequate, appropriate, effective and efficient. The nursing interventions are judged to be effective when use of action result in described outcome. So what is it explains that the while in process evaluation, each step of the nursing process is analyzed very keenly. And if for example, if we are expecting something better result and we are not getting it, then again we have to revise it thoroughly and properly, so that we can identify in which step the lacuna is there, or in which step we are lacking something. So to prevent that, we are using this process evaluation. So each process has to be analyzed properly, from the assessing the data to the goals, interventions and what all planning we are doing, everything has to be evaluated properly. Each step have to be evaluated properly. Then outcome evaluation means, outcome evaluation is the process of comparing the client's current status with the expected outcome. The type of evaluation examines all direct care activities that affect the client's health status. So what does it explains that the outcome evaluation is the process by which we are comparing what we have expected previously, after giving the intervention, what would be the benefit of the person, and after that we have to compare the person's health status with the expected status which we have predicted before. So how effective it is, how the treatment modality is, we can understand by that itself. And the direct we can evaluation, the type of evaluation examines the direct care activities, so directly which all nursing care activities we are providing, that also we can assess by this. Then review and modify. The team the team sorry the term next is, now while we are going to it, that the outcome evaluation, the team effort is very much important. And during the outcome evaluation, all the healthcare team members also observes that what is the outcome evaluation, because the organization also sees what is the patient outcome evaluation they are doing, whether everything is proper or not, the person who is admitted to the hospital, whether he achieved the healthcare to the optimum level or not, whether the comfort zone is adequate for the person, whether the nursing care facilities provided by the hospital is adequate for the person or not, and how much the person was expecting to be benefited by this hospital, and after getting admitted, after getting the treatment, he have all the access to write, to raise the rating, that how much he liked about the food, the treatment, the care facilities, the nursing care activities, everything he or she have the access to rate. So by that also we can get whether what kind of quality the organization or the institution is maintaining. Next is review and modify. So review means once again viewing something, and modify means if there is requirement of any small more changes, we are doing it. So the term conference, the team conference is helpful not only to plan the nursing care, but also is used to evaluate and design a discharge plan. So who all are the team members in the core team members of the healthcare team? Uh, we have to provide the care by doing a team effort. While we are doing a team conference, or combinedly we are deciding something, combinedly we are discussing something, we can conclude the patient status into certain factors upon which we have to focus on. And after completion of that also, we are once again making a team, making a conference within that, and we can plan the discharge of the person, that the dietitian will tell that no, nowadays the person is taking his food properly, his nutritional status has improvised, then it will be, the nurse will give her feedback that the person is now able to walk independently, work independently, and also they doesn't have any kind of deformity nowadays which was arising previously, and the person's mental status is also good, and the person is ready to live his normal life. Then also the physiotherapist will give his opinion that the person previously had taken the physiotherapy since a week or something, and the person's activity level is improvising day by day. And the doctor also will give his advice that previously what was the health condition of the person, and now how much the person has improvised. As per that data only, the discharge plan is being made for the person, and also the discharge advices has to be written. Next is community health agencies. So community health agency means community always related to the rural area, wherever the persons are staying out there. So there are also certain health agencies present there. Another way of evaluating outcomes care is to collect the healthcare providers and community agencies who all are in touch with the clients after every leave. Your facilities such as the care providers include the public health nurses, school health nurses, social workers, primary health workers, and the nurses who work in physical office. So what does it nowadays also we are following this during this corona outbreak, that whatever in the community reasons, after once the person is being discharged, then we can monitor the patient by utilizing the health workers who all are there in the community region, in the specific community region where the patient stays, the social work, primary healthcare workers, the nurses who all are working in that area. We can take the help of them to identify or to collect data that what is the current status of the person, whether he is improving or not, and what is the if there is any kind of problem, we can also consult them or keep in touch with them. So in that manner it helps. The next is a continuation of the nursing process. Continuation of the nursing process means what all nursing process we have made, that should be continuum basis. Every time it has to be continued or followed. If they are skipping something, or they are not maintaining it properly, in between they are leaving the care processes which has been advised to them before the discharge process, then it will of no use. So for that only, continuing all the evaluation which provide means maintaining the validity of the entire nursing process and demonstrating the accountability for the quality of nursing care rendered. This continuing nursing process also helps the nurses to plan more new activities and demonstrate, and also they help, this new continuing process also helps the nurses to be accountable for her act or for her plan of care which she is doing, and also it improves the nursing care quality which she is providing, and also it helps the nurses to do certain changes, to be adjusted to the changes which is arising in her day to day life while caring the patient. Next is documentation and reporting. So this is the most important part of this unit, is documentation and reporting. A record is written or computer based. Nowadays there are like less pen and paper has been used in the hospital, but still there are medical records which has to be written by your hand itself. So be prepared for that. But nowadays there are so many hospitals, many much paperwork has decreased by the computing work. So you students try to get or utilize your time in learning computers after your course is completed, so that you will be competent in that, and because it will help you a lot. Whichever hospital, corporate hospital, if you are joining, they are having their different softwares over there. So those software training they will give, but basic computer functions is very important for you to understand. That's why the first year BSc nursing is also including computer as a core course in the first year. The nursing process of making entry on the client record is called recording, charting, or documentation. The client's record is the legal document and usually admissible in court as evidence. So if there is any problem, a person is not satisfied with your healthcare facilities, or the person's relative maybe due to any cause the person expires, then the consequences arises. If the person's relative are not ready to grant this thing, they want to blame to the hospital, maybe the healthcare or the nurses who are working over there are not competent, like that many query come to the hospital. So to prevent that, if you have properly documented the things, that can be shown in court as your evidence purposes. So every time it is so important, you can understand by this example that how important is this. If anytime what you are writing, you have to be very careful about that. Never be just bluff. You have not given medication and you are signing it, then it's a crime, you can say. You are cheating the client, you are cheating yourself, you are cheating the hospital who is paying you money. So every time you have to be loyal to your work. The nurse's record is legal document and usually admissible. I told you that it can be producible in the court if it is required. Then narrating the chart is the traditional part of the source oriented record. It consists of written notes including the routine care, normal findings, and the client problems. So there are charts are present where you have to write the vital monitoring while you are doing, then BP, pulse, temperature, the oxygen saturation level, you have to write it, and also you have to focus on the that the what kind of what other kind of chatting you are doing. Temperature chatting, if the person is having recurrent fever, so in that condition, to monitor the person's temperature, you are maintaining a chart, and that is also so much of that is having so much of importance to do that. Because if you are not maintaining the chart properly, you are just bluffing and writing anything in your document, then the plan of treatment will not be effective, though we are giving our 100%, because your charting is not proper. the documentation which you are doing is not proper. You are just bluffing and writing the temperature. So upon the temperature reading only, the whole plan will be based by the doctor, maybe the other nursing professionals, or anyone who is allocated to the person. But if you are writing the wrong data or the wrong information, then also it can bring a fatal condition to the person. Then next is the progress notes written in a format that the format that not only clearly unmistakably rates from using the acronym SOAPI, SOAPIE. So what it explains that A stands for subjective data, O stands for objective data, A stands for assessing, P stands for planning, I for intervention, and E for evaluation. So this is the basic format the nurses has to follow every time while they are writing the nursing processes. In the nursing note also, while they are doing, they have to follow this. So the first thing is subjective data, that what, yeah, the person itself is telling about the problem, like he is having difficulty while he is taking breathing, or else the person is telling that he is having a severe migraine or headache. If the person is telling that I am feeling like vomiting, but I am not having vomiting in a real scenario, but I'm just having the like I'm feeling like vomiting. So this is the expressions of the person which we have to write directly without modifying that. And objective data consists of the information that is measured and observed by use of sense, like the vital signs, the lab results, the x-rays and everything which we are collecting. That is a kind of objective data that directly the person cannot give it. We can take the data by doing what? We can take the data by asking the person itself, or while we are assessing the data, we can take by using certain machines or machineries we are doing it. Next is the assessment phase. Assessment phase, we are seeing that that is the interpretation or the conclusions drawn about the subjective and objective data. So what in assessment, what are subjective and objective data we have gathered, from that we are assessing what is the basic problem with the person. Next is planning means or what can be done to the to resolve the problem. In this point, there is the care is designed to resolve the started problem which we have assessed by seeing the subjective and objective data. Next is intervention, exactly we what we are doing, then refer to the specific interventions that have actually been performed by the nurse. So in the real scenario or real time, what all functions has been performed by the nurse, we have to evaluate it. We have to we have given which kind of nursing care, that we have to write it. And lastly, the evaluation phase, it includes the client's responses to the nursing interventions and medical treatment. So what is the result of that, end product of that, that we are seeing or evaluating by this evaluation phase, and we are getting the end product, that whether the care which we have provided is effective or not. So these all were the nursing care activities which we have seen. So basically that thing has been overviewed over here, so this is not at all required to discuss once again. I'm just willing to summarize it, that nursing process, my students, nursing is a very great profession. As being in a nursing profession, you are getting the opportunity to treat the patients, to the health condition of the patients you are associated to. You are exploring new diseases, how to treat that. You are exploring new knowledge, new field you are sharing. So every time you have to be alert, interested, and be very attentive, that when you are doing your work. And always remember, student, reporting and documenting is so much of important. Never forget to do that. And also one more thing is that in nursing process, though, so we have started from like data collection process, while we have collected data from the patient itself, Then if the patient is not able to do so, then we can also take that from the patient relatives, like that which kind of questions we have to ask, that also we should know properly. What all are the methods of data collection, and after collecting the data we are setting the goals, we can understand that what all problem the person is having. So as per that the diagnosis is being made based on the problems. And after making writing the diagnosis, we are um expecting that how that plan, what plan we will do to resolve the problem. So what will the basic goal for that we are writing, that what is the expected outcome or goal. Next is uh, planning phase. So what all planning we are going to do to achieve our goal. So there may be multiple planning, 4 5 6 plannings would be there. But next is interventions, exactly what we had done to resolve the problem, that we have to write it over there. And next to that we are writing the evaluation phase, where we are finally assessing what is the end product or output of that. So this is the whole nursing process. So every time, and after writing the nursing care plan, so this is the basic format of the nursing care plan which I told you. But after completion of this, never forget to write the nursing responsibilities, like that heading you have to prepare. And the specific disease condition, what would be the nursing basic course of action, you can write it below. Or health education, you can write it if it is required for the person, if the person is having diabetes or any kind of thyroidism, or the person is suffering from malnutrition. So in that condition you can also give certain kind of health education, that will complete your nursing record. So this was the thing which I want to study, I want to tell you before. Since 2 3 days we are studying this same unit, nursing process. Today we have completed our topic unit 5, that is a nursing process. Next we will move up on the assessment phase, or unit next unit we will study is the nursing assessment. So be prepared for that and start writing notes for this unit, since from today itself, so that it will be evaluated and you will have much time to prepare for your examinations. Thank you guys. Have a good day.